In with food writer John Gilchrist, who's here with the top picks on the best restaurants to hit when downtown. And this is contemporary cuisine, the best bites and some hidden gems here that, as per usual, you bring in. Welcome. Good morning to you.
Nice to be here.
Okay, let's begin with Kline Harris, and this is a spot that's on my list to hit.
Yeah, we see so many great contemporary restaurants around downtown. You know, you find them in hotels, you find them in little side places, and here at Kline Harris, you see it in one of the oldest buildings in downtown.
It is a beautiful building,
years,
right?
Yeah. It's the old Ashdown Hardware, which I love because it's wider than most because it had to accommodate farm implements. You know, so they built this one bigger back in what was it, 1891. So Kline Harris, that's the James Waters and Christina Mogg, very talented young couple. James is the chef, Christina is the cocktail maven down there, and they do wonderful contemporary Canadian food. Now, this is the kind of place where you take people who say, well, what's Canadian food all about anyway? And you take them in here and you will see what these young chefs are doing with wonderful Canadian ingredients. I think they're working on a smoked duck with pan-seared apples and raisins there. They do a great salad that has apples, walnuts, quinoa, dill pickles, green tomatoes, hemp hearts, with a buttermilk dressing. Now, that's so Canadian. And look at those mousse on the wall.
That is right up my alley.
Definitely.
You had me at that salad.
Hey, and dessert? How about a jelly roll? A modernized jelly roll. Or maybe a butter tart. They do these here. Now, a key thing for Kline Harris is they do what they call the one-punch lunch. They know where they are, and they know that they're in the middle of downtown. They got to do a quick business lunch. So you go in there and you get a daily feature. You get a choice of your side, a butter tart for dessert, maybe a mocktail. And it's very quick, it's very fast, and very reasonably priced. And certain days of the week they do specials, like yesterday was pastas. Tomorrow is Burger Thursday. So Kline Harris, one of the great new contemporary restaurants down. It is in the space, as we mentioned, Ashdown Hardware, but used to be a home tasting room.
Right.
And there's now Kline Harris.
Okay, so they do lunch and dinner service.
Lunch and dinner here. Lunch weekdays and dinner Tuesday through Saturday.
Excellent.
Lovely place.
Okay, a good one, a good pick there.
Yeah.
Pure modern Vietnamese. We were talking about this in our production meeting yesterday, and everyone can't wait to hear where this is.
This is, and it's so close here. It's 815 8th Avenue Southwest. It's open daily from 11 to 9, and I know you would just love this. This is right up your alley for the flavors, the richness. This is a young chef named Lam Pham. He took over kind of an odd sushi bar, nightclubby kind of place. It's very black and white inside, and the decor really doesn't match the food, which is so bright and colorful. But there's Lam there cooking away, and you walk in and you smell the richness of Vietnamese food, contemporized. Now, he went back to Vietnam and looked at what was going on in the streets and in the restaurants, and he brought back a bunch of these ideas. It's very lean, it's very clean, but the flavors on this are just outstanding. This is one of the few places that my wife and I will agree on and say, when we really want a nice contemporary meal, let's go check out what Lam Pham is doing down there at Pure.
How did I not know that was just down the street?
I don't know. It's very much under the radar, this place. They don't have a lot of money for advertising, but oh my, this food is some of the best in town. He is definitely one of the most talented chefs that we have in the city. It's great to see him here.
Excellent. Okay, one to look for, Pure Modern Vietnamese on 8th and 8th. Yeah. And on to Quai Cuisine.
Yes. Now, if you really want to blow the budget and do something very different, you can go to Quai Cuisine. This is in the old Lacaille building down by the Bow.
I love this building too.
Lovely room, lovely space, great view of the Peace Bridge outside, and there's no menu if you go for dinner. It's whatever they happen to be serving that.
It's a leap of faith.
To a certain extent. It's a 7-course meal. Actually, on Tuesday through Thursday, it's a 4-course meal for $94, and on Friday and Saturday, it's a 10-course meal. It's probably a 7-course meal, and which sometimes goes up to 10 courses, depending on what they're cooking in the kitchen. Because okay, well, try this, try this. So little bits of taste, rich flavors, beautiful, beautifully presented. Bill Clinton ate here when he was here the last time in town, and over 35 years, they've done lots of great celebrations. This is the place to go for that special meal. Like a friend of mine says to me, you don't go here to eat, you go here to dine. It's that kind of place. And of course, they'll pair it up with different wines for you, serve it beautifully on wonderful plates. And so you'll find a sunchoke espuma with chestnut panna cotta, or sous vide salmon, or a butternut squash done 5 different ways. If you love your butternut squash, you can have it velouté, fondant, puree, ravioli, and gelée, and then go on to a lamb sirloin with salsa verde. So this is the kind of place, again, special event, preferably if someone else is paying. But it's a lovely location, and this is you go to Pure, you go to Kline Harris for really good value. You go to Q to blow out the budget.
Got it. And so what I'm getting is that the definition of contemporary really varies.
It really varies. Here we have contemporary Canadian at Kline Harris, contemporary Vietnamese at Pure, contemporary French, really, at Quai Cuisine. It's young chefs, talented chefs, taking traditional styles, traditional ingredients, and modernizing them, hybridizing them perhaps with some other cultures, and really doing interesting new things with them.
Exciting. Thank you so much, John, for these selections.
Downtown, yes.
All downtown, downtown's best bites, and a great selection for you. And, this is perfect timing because as it gets colder, we want to stay inside and eat, don't we?